Welcome back all to part 2 of the Duel Master Blastoplosion of Gigantic Rage booster box opening. So for part 1 we had some decent pulls, hoping to capitalize on these pulls for part 2. So for part 2 we have 13 booster packs. We are only going to be opening 12. I am going to be keeping one set aside for collection, so you may see that one at a later date, but for now I will be holding on to it. So we will keep that. We'll keep that up here for sealed. And we have 12 more boosters for this half. So we'll get this over here. So lots to look forward to. Hoping we can get at least a couple more foils. If nothing else, get some hardy captains for rush deck and also for multi-civ cards. So part 2, again, we are hoping to get lots more hardy captains. We only pulled one in the whole first half, so really hoping to capitalize on some of these pulls. Next we have Lucky Ball, Skyscraper Shell, which is another Wave Striker rare. We have Reap and Sow. We have Hazard Hopper. We may have a foil. Yeah. Sorry guys, this is one of the only ones I kind of didn't want to pull, but we'll show it off. So Clue Jadris. He is a Wave Striker as well. For this one, whenever you put this creature into the battle zone, each player draws a card for each of his creatures in the battle zone that has Wave Striker in it. So it's a great draw power card for Wave Strikers. You just have to be able to get up to 7 mana and get that out. We have Time Scout, Saliva Worm, another Time Scout, Solar Trap, and Quillspike Rumbler for our last card. Yeah, so to be honest, I was really hoping there's the Warlord Alzonius card I was talking about before is amazing. Very strong card. But from the miraculous cards, I was really Hazaria, that is going to be our rare. We have Hide and Seek, we have Aqua Trickster, and then Azra, Rainbow Gate, Brad's Cutter, Baracha, Time Scout, and Solar Trap. But yes, Warlord Alzonius, it has the same effect that Petrova has, that card can't be targeted by an opponent's card that directly targets. So cards that, like Terror Pit, where you go after one particular card, it doesn't work on Warlord Alzonius. So it's a pretty strong card. Gazer Eyes is our rare. Hide and Seek, Hysteria Lizard, Brad's Cutter, Baracha, Melodic Hunter, Niall, I think it's Niall. There's another Hardy Captain, and 10-Ton Crunch. So Warlord Alzonius is a pretty strong card, has 8,000 attack, but he's really hard to get off the field. Because 8,000 is a pretty high attack to get rid of, but when it comes to the fact you can't use effects, you can't Spiral Gate it, can't Terror Pit it, you can't tap it, the only things that hit everything, like Holy All, would work on it. So it's a very tough card to put down. There's a Juliana, that's a card I'm looking for. Need this for collection. This also has that same ability. Whenever your opponent would choose a creature in the battle zone, he can't choose this one. It's a very tricky ability. It's a nice one to have on your creatures. Live and Breathe, Bonfire Lizard, Saliva Worm, Time Scout, Solar Trap, Quillspike Rumbler, Gank Lock, and Spinning Terror the Wretched. So, but that effect, again, I've spoken in other videos about it, but Light just got so many advantages over other civilizations that it's incredible to work with. I mean, even for multi-civ cards, you have some water light cards, and you also have some nature light, so it just gets so many combinations. This card I didn't explain before. So the Slash and Burn, whenever any of your creatures, your opponent's creatures, is destroyed this turn, your opponent chooses a card in his mana zone and puts it into his graveyard. Then he chooses one of his shields and puts it into his graveyard. So this card can be comboed with a couple cards to make it incredible. There's a deck my one friend used with Garcago Dragon, Fist of Forever, and this card. So again, Garcago Dragon, it attacks untapped creatures, has a pretty high attack already. If you have the ability to destroy multiple creatures in the same turn with using this card, even comboing this with something like Searing Wave, that you can destroy creatures less than 3,000. So you can really make your opponent pay. Slash and Burn, Berate. Oh, there's another Diamondia. So we got this one again. Not getting much variety lately. Really was hoping for a different very rare, but we'll take it. Gankloak, Spinning Tear, Emergency Typhoon, Ang Belt, and Ninja Pumpkin. So we are at 5 foils. So again, the normal for a box is 8. We're hoping to get at least 8. It would be really cool if we got 9. We could really use some miraculous cards though. So I'm hoping we can get something new. Jagilla, Fantasy Fish for the rare. Rise and Shine, which again I feel is not a great card. Aqua Trickster, Spinning Terror, Emergency Typhoon, Azra, Rainbow Gate, Sapient Arc, and Time Scout. Moving right along to the next one, we got Bonfire Lizard. Royal Durian. I think that gives us our 4th Royal Durian. That is kind of silly. Kind of silly how many of those we're getting. Reap and Sow. More. Oh, guys! It's incredible. This is the card I was hoping to pull. I have none in my collection. This is an amazing hit. So this card, again, miraculous cards are pretty decent. This one, it's a multi-civ, Water Darkness. Choose 2 of your opponent's creatures in the battle zone. Your opponent chooses one of them, puts it into his hand, and destroys the other. Then choose 2 of your opponent's cards in your opponent's mana zone. Your opponent chooses one of them, puts into his hand, and the other one in the graveyard. That is getting insta-sleeved. Sapient Arc, Saliva Worm, Time Scout, Solar Trap, and Quill Spike. So yeah, one thing I forgot last video was sleeves. Especially when you're dealing with some cards of some pretty good value. Especially, this is probably, I would say Miraculous Plague and Warlord Alzonius are neck and neck for most expensive cards in the set. They're both pretty pricey, like $60 cards. So that was an amazing hit, especially being fresh out of pack. Oh, so we have 3 super rares, which is pretty good. I don't know if we'll hit any more, but you know what? Let's make it happen, guys. Let's just hit all super rares. Let's hit them all. Get all 5 of them. Now, that probably won't happen, but let's be honest, it would be an amazing video if it did. Macho Melon, Gazer Eyes for the rare, Hide and Seek, Hysteria Lizard, Sapien, Saliva Worm, Melodic Hunter, another Hardy Captain, Niall, and 10-Ton Crunch. I always liked the name of that card. 10-Ton Crunch. Just a mouthful. But even, I don't know, I chuckle about that card because the artwork's pretty fun too. This massive machine, smashing, bringing the hammer down. There's certain artworks, again, I've talked about the artwork of Duel Masters in the past. Some of the cards, you really appreciate some of the artwork. And that's one of them that, while I don't use that one in decks too much, it's just a very satisfying card to look at. Merlee the Oracle, another Lamille, Live and Breathe, Hazard Hopper, Hardy Captain, Brad's Cutter, Spinning Terror, Melodic Hunter, Azra, and Rainbow Gate. Down to our last 3. We're hoping for at least 1 more foil. Would love 2. And if we just ended all these packs with foils, that would be the best. Lucky Ball, Lockdown Lizard for our rare, Slash and Burn, Berate. We do have a foil. It is Miraculous Truce. So this is an interesting one. Miraculous Truce, it's a shield trigger. So your opponent can hit it off your shields, and then you can use it. Here's how it reads. Choose a civilization. So until the start of your next turn, creatures of that civilization can attack you, and even if your opponent puts them into the battle zone after you cast this spell. So for a whole turn, you can't get hit by different cards of that civilization. Which is interesting, because I don't know any other cards that make you choose a civilization in the TCG. So kind of an interesting card. Not a bad one to use. It's another one of those ones that it's a decent one to hit in the shields. At least gives you a turn break from your opponent. But I just haven't found a lot of reason to use it in decks. But so that gets us to 7 foils. So the fact we hit 3 supers, that is pretty good. So we will take it. But let's hit another one. Why not? Macho Melon, Warped Lunatron again. Good for the silent skills. Rise and Shine, not a fan of that one. Jagilla, Niall, Quill Spike Rumbler, Sapien, Byra, Time Scout, and Engbelt to round out the pack. Can we get an Alzonius from the Alzonius pack? Probably not. That's just realistic speaking. While I always dream to hit the crazy things, doesn't always happen. But let's see what we can do. Bonfire Lizard. Another Royal Durian. I think that is honestly 5 Royal Durians. I look forward to the recap on that one, because that's crazy. Mord Medicine. We do hit another Evil Incarnate. That does give us 8 foils, which is the odds. So there's a chance that that pack I'm setting aside does not have a foil. But either way, it is exciting hitting the odds. There's been some booster packs I've opened that you get bad luck. It's been interesting from a rare perspective because I don't think we hit all the rares. I think from this set we definitely, so let's just do a recap. I think 5 Royal Durians. I'm just intrigued by how many of these we've hit. So look at that, guys. 5 of them. How is that even possible? I would have to say, again, from opening other booster boxes, I'm pretty sure from sets 11 and 12, maybe they just kind of threw to the wayside the original strategies, because I was pretty sure with booster boxes, you almost, at least for the DM8 box, you can go back and watch that in my videos. But yeah, usually you get 1 of every rare, and some you get 2. So you got 5 Royal Durians, which is just crazy. So Warped Lutron, Lockdown Lizard, which I didn't mention before. Players are not able to use their tap abilities with this card. Couple Wave Striker cards. We did get 1 Juliana, which I was looking for. So we didn't get a lot of variety for the rares, but still got some good rares. And for foils, we have 2 of the Diamondian Evil Incarnate, so we didn't get much variety from the very rares. We missed out on Heavyweight Dragon and Miraculous Snare, but besides Klujadris, which again, that's probably the least desirable of the foils for the super rares, we did hit the 2 big, well, we didn't get Miraculous Rebirth, which is my favorite of the 3, only because of the artwork. But yeah, pretty incredible. So that is all for the booster box, guys. Thanks for joining me. I will start leaving the link to my eBay page in the each video. So you'll find some of these cards on there. Other ones like Miraculous Plague, that one's going right into collection. So I apologize to the world. I will be keeping that. But yeah, this was a pretty decent opening. We hit the odds. So thank you for joining me for this opening, and I hope you tune in for more videos in the future. Thanks a lot.